Babes, whenever you are hearing this, welcome back to the mess.
We love you, and we are so, so glad you're here.
And babes, remember, you are fucking gorgeous.
You really are. Just let that sit for a second. Absorb it.
Seriously, take it in. But then, shift gears because we need to take a quick moment and apologize.
Oh my God, yes. A formal public apology is in order.
Babes, we have been trying so incredibly hard not to talk over each other. Like, we genuinely practice.
We do. We literally sit here and try to enforce conversational boundaries.
Somehow, we are just doing it again.
Yeah.
Like, I listen back and I'm just bulldozing right over your points.
I mean, you do get very emotionally activated, but I accept the apology, even though I'm usually just trying to analytically dissect the mess before you completely spiral.
Right.
Right.
I get fired up. I am genuinely sorry, but, growth is not linear.
It is absolutely a zigzag. We are a work in progress, babe.
We really are. But speaking of chaos, we have been feeling so much love and just absolute unhinged energy in our DMs lately.
The DMs are a terrifying and beautiful place right now.
So obviously we need to read some of your submissions. It is time for a quick round of shady, snarky, or stupid.
Oh, I'm so ready. Please, let me judge some questionable life choices.
Okay, submission number 1. This listener writes, my former best friend purposefully scheduled her massive destination wedding on the exact same weekend as my ex-boyfriend's destination wedding.
Oh, wow. Wait, it gets worse, right?
Yes. She says they share the same friend group, and she knew exactly what she was doing to force people to choose.
Oh, that is advanced. That is weaponized shadiness.
Right.
Like, that isn't just shady. That is a calculated strategic military operation to fracture an entire friend group.
It's giving early season Bravo villain, honestly.
Wait, but it's also, well, what are we voting? Because I almost want to say stupid.
I am leaning stupid, too. Because, babes, what if the friend group chooses the ex's wedding?
Literally, you just played yourself. Enjoy your empty dance floor in Cabo, babe.
Okay, submission number 2. A guy I went on a date with used a photo of my actual toddler niece on his Hinge profile to look more maternal and family-oriented.
No, shut up.
And wait, she says, he cropped me out.
Oh my God, that is deeply, profoundly stupid. Like, that crosses the line from stupid straight into terrifying.
It is a massive red flag. Run! Do not walk away from that man.
Using a random child as a prop to manipulate the Hinge algorithm, absolutely unhinged.
And ironically, babes, that specific flavor of exploiting a baby for PR is going to come up later today. Just put a little pin in that.
Oh, consider it pinned. What's the last one?
Final one. I received a Venmo request for $4 for a single iced coffee 3.5 weeks after the person bought it for me.
Snarky. It has to be snarky. Nobody desperately needs $4 a month later.
Seriously, that Venmo request is a passive-aggressive text message in disguise.
Oh, 100%. They are mad at you about something else entirely, and the $4 iced coffee is just the vehicle for their resentment.
The accuracy. It is always about the subtext.
Yeah.
Which is honestly the perfect segue because, babes, today we're operating purely on subtext, delusions, and rum.
Emphasis on the rum. Tell the people what we are drinking.
We are currently drinking rum-spiked Brazilian lemonade, and babes, it is so good.
It is dangerously good. Like, the danger level is exceptionally high right now.
It tastes like pure vacation. Which is fitting, because we need to talk about our friend Sarah for a second.
Oh my God, the spiral we just had before we hit record.
Babes, Sarah is rich. Rich. Like, generational wealth, doesn't look at the check kind of rich. And she texted us saying she might take us to the Hamptons this summer for a little girls and gays trip.
And we instantly went into a full-blown fantasy mode.
We spent like 45 minutes discussing theoretical outfits.
I was mentally packing linen sets, oversized sunglasses, plotting the content we would film.
Yes, just imagining recording the pod from a breezy balcony, looking calm, bougie, and completely free of financial stress.
Fully in our soft life delusion.
But then reality hit. Because, babes, there is no way we can afford that on our own salaries if she bails.
Oh, absolutely not. We'd be sharing a twin bed in a basement in Montauk, splitting one lobster roll 4 ways.
Exactly. So the delusion was beautiful, but we are back. We are hydrated, tipsy, and fully primed to judge the absolute wreckage of Summer House.
Let's get into it, because this episode, Ship Happens, is a masterpiece of discomfort.
It is so messy. We are skipping the superficial stuff today. We are going straight into the deep end of the drama.
Well, because reality TV right now is operating on 2 warring timelines. You have the broadcast timeline, which is the illusion we see on screen.
Right.
And then you have the real-time timeline, which is the brutal truth of what happened on social media months later. Our job today is to bridge that massive gap.
And watching this episode, knowing what we know now, every single interaction is so dark and heavy.
It's like watching an escape room where nobody wants to find the key.
Yes. So let's set the stage. It's the second to last weekend in the Hamptons. Amanda has stayed in the sweltering city for a, quote, mental health weekend.
Right, completely abandoning Kyle to navigate the house alone, while Carl is back in New York prepping for the soft bar launch.
It's a weekend defined by separation. But the loudest thing in the house is Amanda's absence. The communication breakdown with her husband is just glaring.
It's practically performance art at this point. Kyle comes home, gets in bed, and texts his wife.
And the producers, who are savages, put the graphic right on the screen. He says, "Hi, texted you earlier but didn't hear back. Home now and going to bed. Talk tomorrow. Miss you."
Analytically speaking, that is a classic bid for connection. It's not a fight. It's just, I am here, I miss you, please acknowledge me.
And what does she give him? Crickets. A terrifying void.
Kyle literally tells producer it's the most depressing text thread of all time.
It is humiliating. But babes, the real knife twist, she's on her phone.
Oh, we know she is. She's in the Bummer House group chat.
Yes. Wes texts the group that he just had the best night of his life. And Amanda, who has ignored Kyle for 24 hours, responds immediately to Wes with one word.
Damn.
The disparity in her attention is staggering. It is the smoking gun the internet sleuths locked onto immediately.
Kyle calls her the next day from a boat with Ciara. He asks her directly, when Wes said, best night of my life, and you said, damn, was that sarcasm?
He's throwing her a lifeline. He's begging her to say it was a joke.
And she doesn't take it. She doubles down and says, no, way to rub salt in the wound. She complains that Wes having fun without her feels terrible.
Kyle actually clocks it. He says, "You made it about you." And her response is chilling. She just goes, "Of course I did," and hangs up.
The Reddit threads are in part 14 of a mega thread about this. They see this as definitive proof of her emotional overlap with Wes.
Because you do not react that jealously to a platonic friend having fun. You just don't. Kyle thinks she just has FOMO about the party.
Kyle is blind to the nuance. She isn't mad she missed the DJ. She's wounded that Wes experienced joy without her. It's a neon red flag, and it pushes Kyle into this bizarre, melancholic freedom on the boat.
That part actually broke my heart. He tells the guys he feels weird without her, but admits he can finally just be himself without irritating his wife.
That is a devastating baseline for a marriage. When your authentic personality is a trigger for your partner's contempt, the foundation is rotted.
And what do you do when the foundation is rotted on Bravo? You bring in Jesse Solomon to take a sledgehammer to it.
Unpaid producer Jesse Solomon checking in for duty.
He goes back to the house, sits with Ciara and Mia, and gleefully drops the bomb that Kyle and Amanda haven't had sex in years.
The way he delivers it is fascinating. He puts on this rascal voice and sings songs, the rumor mill.
And when Ciara asks for a source, he sings songs, Carl.
He requires zero pressure, zero alcohol. He just hands over his friend's most humiliating secret for the thrill of the gossip.
He is so messy. But it makes you look at Kyle and Amanda. Kyle is trapped in a marriage where he annoys his wife, but then Amanda tells Ciara on a walk that her marriage is a psychological thriller.
Let's unpack that. A psychological thriller implies suspense, mind games, a victim, and a villain. She is framing herself as the helpless protagonist.
But the fans are pushing back. Because a protagonist in a thriller tries to escape. Amanda isn't trying to escape.
Exactly. They are fighting on two different historical timelines. She resents the past, he resents her current apathy. They are just poisoning each other.
And while their marriage is imploding, we have this other relationship blossoming on screen. But we know it's completely doomed.
The tragic illusion of, quote, my person. Let's talk about Ciara and Wes.
It is physical whiplash. They arrive at the boat holding hands, and the cast reacts like they just won the lottery.
Jesse asks them to raise their hands like a politician, and they literally do. It's euphoric.
And then Ciara is talking to Mia, and she drops the most cursed phrase in television history. She looks at Wes and says, "I feel like he's my person."
My person. It aged about as well as seafood salad left out in the Hampton sun.
The fans are screaming at the screen, "Don't go in there. The killer is in the house." Watching Ciara drop her walls for this man is excruciating.
But the killer isn't just West. The true betrayal, the reason the fan base is in a state of absolute fury, is Amanda.
The backlash against Amanda is biblical, babes. They believe she threw away a genuine sisterhood for, literally, community dick.
The cruelty is in the subtext. Look at the walk in the city. Ciara is glowing, talking about making up with Wes.
And Amanda's response, She immediately pivots to gatekeeping. She tells Ciara that West needs to be cautious because Ciara has feelings.
She warns West to be cautious of Ciara. It is mind-bending projection.
Amanda is allegedly harboring her own connection to him, but has the audacity to act as his protector. The viewers clocked it immediately.
It's a masterclass in deflection. She is managing Ciara's relationship under the guise of being a concerned friend.
Her voice literally goes up an octave when she hears they're getting drinks. She panic labels it a double date.
Which brings us to the defense strategy that is crumbling online. The technicality defense.
Yes. Amanda swears there was no overlap between her marriage ending and the West stuff starting.
Liars always cling to a technicality. They think if they didn't cross a physical line on a Tuesday, they are innocent of the emotional devastation on a Thursday.
Fans are comparing her to Tom Sandoval, Scandoval 2.0. Tom kept yelling they only hooked up once and stopped, as if that erased the emotional betrayal.
It fundamentally misunderstands human emotion. The emotional overlap was happening right in front of Ciara's face.
And we have to talk about the agent of chaos who accelerated all of this. The Sabrina factor.
Sabrina, Ben's girlfriend. A secondary character who stepped onto the screen and chose violence.
Babes. She showed up to a day party in an outfit made of used coffee filters and a choker she designed herself.
Fashion crimes aside, her behavior is unhinged. FaceTiming Ciara in bed to blurt out that West has a crush on her.
Ben is literally in the background smacking his own forehead because he told her that in confidence.
She doesn't stop. At Carl's event, she tells everyone she's meeting Ben's family for Christmas after dating for 5 seconds.
And then aggressively pushes a double date on Ciara and West. Even West is freaked out. He says in his confessional that Sabrina already booked their wedding venue.
Sociologically, she is an unpaid producer. She doesn't care about their emotional well-being. She wants screen time.
She is desperately thirsty for the cameras. But it works. She takes the subtext and screams it out loud.
You can see Amanda's mask slip when the double date gets brought up. The jealousy is visible.
Which brings us to the soft bar launch back in the city, where all these tensions converge.
Carl's major milestone. It's genuinely a beautiful moment. He gives the speech about his late brother, his sobriety, his passion.
It is a triumph. But this is Bravo. So Kyle is pouting by the bar because Loverboy was excluded from the menu.
He literally pouts. He says he thinks it's punishment for not investing.
The business versus personal dynamic between these two is exhausting. Carl feels unsupported. Kyle feels iced out.
Kyle claims he is an open book, sharing all his marital miseries, while Carl operates like a vault.
And who delivers the news that Carl is sad, Kyle didn't invest? Messy Jesse Solomon again.
The resident bedbug gossip scurrying over with the tea.
But the real awkwardness is the Lindsay Hubbard conundrum.
A masterclass in uncomfortable encounters. Lindsay shows up to her ex-fiancé's event.
Carl did bring her kid a gift earlier in the season, so she is returning the favor. But, babes, she brings him a teddy bear.
And jokes, if you need a little hug, since you love everything soft.
The producers flash back to Carl complaining he needed someone softer. Was it snarky or a sweet peace offering?
It's Lindsay. The snark is in her DNA. She even jokes about supporting his $25 fruit drinks.
But Carl takes it so well. He says he misses her friendship and publicly thanks her for her harsh feedback on his original bar concept.
Shocking maturity from Carl, but that grace evaporates. So second, Lindsay runs into Sharon Radke.
Oh my God, the mother of all awkwardness. Sharon badmouthed Lindsay on camera to millions of people, calling her mean.
And Lindsay categorized Sharon's post-breakup text as weird and dismissive.
So Sharon walks up, plays the Bravo game, compliments Lindsay, and asks about baby Gemma.
And Lindsay refuses to play the game. She looks at her and says, she's a go-getter. Slightly mean, just like me, right?
The silence.
Yeah.
The absolute gag. Sharon just nervous laughs.
The fan base is so fractured over this. Some people say Lindsay lacks maturity. Like, just be polite to an older woman for 3 minutes.
But I am fully defending Lindsay here. If your ex's mom trashed you on national TV, why do you have to perform a fake routine for her?
It's a great point. It's boundary setting.
It's like petting a dog that bit you twice. She took the exact word, mean, and threw it back in her face. She demanded authenticity.
Speaking of artifice, we have to talk about the meta-narrative, because the soft bar event was literally a soft launch for the spin-off show In the City.
Yes, the guest list was entirely curated by producers. Andrea, Lexi, Danielle, Luke. It was a reunion of reunions.
They were seeding the cast for the next franchise, which brings us to the spin-off lifeboat theory.
Babes, put your tinfoil hats on, because this theory explains everything about Amanda.
A viewer theorized that Amanda's entire messy strategy with West was tied to securing a spot on In the City.
She wanted a hero arc. She wanted to be the new Ariana Madix, rising from the ashes of her toxic marriage, falling in love organically on screen with the goofy new guy.
She saw the spinoff as a literal lifeboat to escape Kyle and Summerhouse.
She wanted the Scandival bump, the brand deals. But she miscalculated so catastrophically.
Ariana was the innocent victim of a shocking betrayal. Amanda is perceived as the betrayer of a beloved female friendship.
She manipulated Ciara, lied about the timeline, and the audience turned on her completely.
And the real-world fallout is devastating. Kyle gave an interview calling the reunion a brutal beatdown.
And he dropped the bomb that West left Amanda for dead at the reunion.
Think about that. She risks her marriage, destroys her friendship, loses brand deals, Edie Parker dropped her. All for West.
And during a 10-hour interrogation by Andy Cohen, West doesn't even defend her. He leaves her to the firing squad.
And now rumors say he's back on Hinge swiping away while she is getting dragged online daily.
It is a catastrophic misjudgment of character. But she isn't the only one dealing with fallout. We have the Lindsay and Danielle feud.
Lindsay completely ignored Danielle at the party, and on Watch What Happens Live, she said the fallout is brutal.
She watched Danielle talk trash in her confessionals and said, "I don't need this negativity or competition."
But the explosive part was Lindsay confronting Wes at the reunion.
Yes. Tying back to our opening segment, Lindsay accused West of using a photo of her baby, Gemma, as clickbait.
He used a baby to garner positive attention and cover up his massive PR crisis with Amanda and Ciara.
He's trying to project, "Look at me, I'm maternal and safe." And Lindsay called him out for exploiting her real child to manage his produced brand.
It raises huge ethical questions. When does managing your image cross the line into exploitation?
On Bravo, the line does not exist. Lindsay also said Amanda texted her, but when West texted, she left him on read.
He alienated everyone. The House of Cards completely collapsed.
It is endlessly fascinating. We watch the architecture of their downfall built text by text.
All right, we need to plant our flags. It's time for the post-recap segments.
First up, Team Amanda or Team Ciara?
Analytically, you cannot defend Amanda's strategy here, but I know you are feeling this on a spiritual level.
I am Team Ciara, loudly and proudly. It's the betrayal of the sisterhood. Amanda knew how hard it was for Ciara to open up. And to look her in the eye and pretend to protect West while harboring feelings. It's an insidious, quiet betrayal.
I'm Team Ciara too. Prioritizing male validation over female solidarity is a tale as old as time. Amanda destabilized Ciara's emotional safety for attention.
Next segment. Summer house stock market. Who is rising, crashing, or a bad investment?
I am buying stock in Carl. The maturity he showed taking Lindsay's snarky bear in stride, he is steadily rising.
And the market crash belongs to Wes Wilson. Golden boy to PR disaster, using babies as shields and abandoning women.
Absolute penny stock, do not invest.
Segment 3. Delusion of the week. Who is in different reality?
Sabrina. Showing up to a fragile reconciliation and booking a double date, she thinks she's the main character.
Unhinged. Next, hot tub truth serum. What comes out if they have to be honest?
Amanda would have to admit she stayed in the city specifically to avoid Kyle and text West.
Oh, totally. Finally. Soft life or stress life. Who is thriving and who is spiraling?
Lindsay is living the soft life, setting boundaries, ignoring Sharon, protecting her kid from West. Pure clarity.
While Kyle and Amanda are the ultimate stress life. Trapped in an escape room of their own making, running out of oxygen.
Putting a crumbling foundation on TV guarantees a stress life.
So to wrap this all up, Summer House is no longer just 20-somethings drinking rosé. It is a dark psychological drama about loyalty and the price of public perception.
We are watching fake friendships perform while real betrayals happen in the shadows.
And for everyone listening, it's so easy for us to sit back with our rum and spot their red flags.
Exactly. We diagnose them perfectly, but reality TV is a mirror. How often do we ignore bids for connection in our own texts?
How often do we project our resentments onto our friends? We are armchair sociologists until it hits our own group chat.
Then we are just as messy. And I want to leave you with this final thought.
Yes.
With the audience reaction shaping their lives, destroying brand deals, forcing apologies, when the cameras stop, the fallout is permanent.
Right.
In a world where every text and Instagram follow is analyzed by thousands of amateur detectives, can any relationship formed on TV actually survive the weight of the audience's gaze?
Oh my God.
Or does putting it on screen guarantee its destruction?
Wow. We are watching a diagnostic landscape broken by the X-ray machine itself. Brilliant. Terrifying. I'm obsessed.
Thank you to the Snark Squad for hanging out with us today.
Babes, we unpacked so much mess. Remember to share this with a friend and please rate and review.
And remember, we started this apologizing for interrupting and ended up fully spiraling about a fake Hamptons trip.
Growth is not linear. Stay soft, stay delusional, and we will see you on the snark side.